This is called Last Night at 605 Prospect. The night before we moved out of our old house, I stuffed all my drug paraphernalia into an Nalgene. I fit the Nalgene into a box of books and records, sealed it with packing tape, taped it up, wrapped it up, and placed it on top of a pile of corrugated boxes in the corner of my empty bedroom. That last night, at the place on Prospect, I tried to sleep for a while on top of my bare twin-size mattress pressed up against the wall underneath the window that I never could get open. Laying on my mattress, staring at the impossibly high ceiling, I started surfing Facebook on my cellular device, and a picture of an old friend who I haven't seen in years popped up in my newsfeed, and I started crying for reasons I cannot articulate. It was late. I hadn't talked to that person in months. I wasn't drunk. I was caffeinated, anxious, overtired, strung out on side railings. So that last night in my old place, I ducked outside at 3 in the morning because big life changes get me restless. And I could have just done what I always do when I'm restless, but jerking off on a stripped twin-size mattress on the floor of an empty bedroom would have been too metaphorical for even me to handle. So I went for a bike ride. Nowhere in particular, no place in my mind. I like bike rides, even though they scare me, even though I should wear a helmet, even though I wince as I bike over train tracks. Swear to God, I can imagine it hitting me. Makes me want to vomit. I hope I don't die young, but I don't want to get old. I worked phone banks this summer, and I usually skip past anyone over 75, but I accidentally called an 87-year-old man, and when I said, "Hi, how are you today?" he said, "Suffering," and I said, "I am so sorry," because I don't know what else there is to say about the natural aging process. I have a dog named Copper back home in Littleton. She's very old. I know she won't be alive much longer. And in the last few months, for the first time in her life, she has started crying when it thunders. It's actually kind of adorable. She cries and crawls under the bed, and you want to hold her like you hold a baby, but it makes me sad because I know that dogs have no sense of mortality, but when a clap of thunder since they're hiding in an upstairs bedroom, I can't help but think that she's just as afraid to die as anyone I've ever met. I always listen to music while I'm biking. Loud and fast, nothing melancholic, and so as some pop punk motherfucker spits about his Twitter feed into my eardrums, all I can think about is my scared old dog, looking up and seeing flashes of light across the night sky and thanking God I can't hear thunder, biking through the pouring rain in the middle of the night in the middle of the city, and I have got this feeling like I am in the third act of a romantic comedy, except I got nothing to say and nobody to say it to. I keep calling you. And I have memorized your voicemail message recording and internalized your careful tone, and I am so glad that you got out of Colorado, but some nights I wish you never got out of my head, and some nights I miss your company, and some nights I even miss the friends that I live with. The people closest to me are teachers, jazz saxophonists, bluegrass musicians, ROTC cadets, artists, violinists, cartoonists, journalists, well-intentioned hedonists, missionaries, ice skaters, bullshit philosophizers, pragmatic pacifists, and frustrated creative types, doodling their best vagina over grainy Snapchat photographs, tagging academic buildings with messages of lovelorn hope, and driving around aimlessly all night, every night, after midnight, after last call, after everything, looking for someplace open, somewhere that isn't a Waffle House. We haven't hit up a random party ever since things got sketchy with the bearded guy and the dude dressed as the yellow Teletubby at an acquaintance's place with 2 first names, so we mostly just go out, know all the bars with dollar draft nights and mixed drink Mondays, and all the restaurants with dollar slices and half-off tacos, frugal living, frugal summer, selling parts of my bodily system in exchange for $35 prepaid debit cards, flashback to me in a plasma center, and I got saline dripping down the side of my arm, and the nurse was trying to tell me a story about Ernest Hemingway, but I could really give a shit because the needle sticking out of my arm is sucking too much fluid to focus. I can't focus, biking down those city streets, one of those nights where I can't believe I'm alive. I can ride my bike with no handlebars, but only for a second, because I lack balance, not just physically, but spiritually. All day on Reddit, all day praying, but for that 1 second, both hands off the bars, wind against my face, hair slicked with rainfall, heart exploding, laughing, screaming in fits of uncontrollable adrenaline, biking past everything that's come before, coffee shops, bars, trees of which I have a special relationship, residency halls, crooked street signs, moving tomorrow. New place, same people. I love those people. And in that moment, weightless, I am so happy to be alive, and I am so thankful for everything. Thank you.